Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I got a request to use lentils today to make lentil fritters. So I've got half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of curry powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric and 2 tablespoons of onion blended and 250 grams of blended and soaked and blended lentils. I'm also going to be using 2 teaspoons of butter, and I'm going to be mixing all of this together to make our mixture. Also, I will add later on a little bit of flour, so just a tablespoon of flour, just to combine everything and give it that sticky feeling so it stays together. But I'll show you that in a moment. So here you can see I'm combining all the ingredients together. So I've put in the 250 grams of blended lentils, I've put in the 2 tablespoons of blended onion and the spices. So I'm using 1 teaspoon of curry spice and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. And that's all you need. I'm not adding any chili to this. Obviously you can if you like. I'd suggest adding a pinch maybe, or you can add some chili flakes as well. It's up to you, but I like to keep these slightly more on the plainer side, let's say. So as you can see, I've combined all of the ingredients into a bowl, and now I'm going to just start off by mixing it all together with a spoon. And that's because my lentils were in the freezer for a bit, so I've got some lumps, so I'm going to use a spoon to break down those lumps. And also the butter, I can use the back of the spoon to melt it in properly and mix it in properly. Once it's combined, I'm actually going to go in with my hands to make sure all of it is really mixed in. So as you can see here, what I'm doing is using my hands and just mixing it like I would do with a dough or cookie dough or something like that, or biscuit. Just use the same motions where you would combine everything. Also, because the butter isn't melted, it's easier to use your hands because the warmth of your hand will help melt it and really evenly spread it out across the mixture. So this is the consistency we have at the moment. So as you can see, it's quite crumbly, and that's because there's no gluten in this mixture yet. So what I am about to do is add some flour, adding just a tablespoon of flour to it, and that is enough. We don't need to add any water, we don't need to add anything else because there's a lot of moisture in this already. So what I'm going to do is just go in with my hands and combine it all, and you'll see the texture change completely. So it'll become like a dough now as that flour softens and becomes a lot more almost doughy. And if you don't want to overdo it with the flour either, because then you might get a bit of a cakey taste or a cakey texture. So definitely, if you do add it, add a flat tablespoon and then go from there and see if it combines to make a ball in your hand. If it doesn't, then you can add a little bit more at a time, but try not to make it too much like a dense cookie dough, for example. So I'm going to speed up this clip. So what I'm doing is adding some oil. So that's my 1 tablespoon of oil. That is usually a non-stick pan, but as you can see, some of it has gone down, which is why I'm using a little bit of oil. This is the shape that I'm making. I rolled it into a ball on my hand and I flattened it to make that shape. And I'm going to do the same with the rest of them. I'm not going to put too many. You can put them all, but I figured I just need a few to make the video. And this mixture makes about 12 fritters. What you want to do is cook it for about 5 minutes on either side until you see the edges of it go brown. You should be on a medium heat as well, and that should allow it to cook very slowly without the bottom burning as well. And after 5 minutes you should flip them over and they should be ready to go. I sped up the clip, so that's why it looks a lot quicker than it is. And please be careful when you are flipping them, because sometimes they can be a bit annoying. As you can see, I had to get my hand a bit closer to kind of turn them over as well. So please make sure an adult is with you when you are doing them, because I usually use tongs or something to flip it over, but obviously with this, if I use tongs, the top part will just get dug right into the uncooked lentils. So as you can see, I've just flipped them over and there's a nice golden kind of crisp look to it, and that's what you want on both sides. So what you want to do is just check them every couple of minutes, make sure they're not burning or anything. Lower the heat if you have to, there's no rush in cooking them. Yeah, you might have to turn them again if you want to make them evenly kind of golden on either side, and that's fine too. So that's it, guys. Very easy to make. The recipe will be at the end, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Do send us videos and pictures if you had made them. I'd love to see it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.